Hey, this is Mass X with a new Keep or Delete video, and we are here with something called Fate Corridor. You're probably going, what is Fate Corridor, and why the hell am I watching this video? Well, this is maybe a game you probably haven't heard of, maybe a game that you have, but this game is, let's say, if Destiny's Child was complete and utter crap, I don't know, this game might have got released in hopes to try to siphon some of those people with that game's closure, but you can kind of look at the screen already why this game is compared to that, and I'll show you a little gameplay. But you know what, I just had to do a video on this game because this stuff, well, let's be honest, shit cracks me up, okay? So I'm just logging in, as you can see, so I got all the dailies going on, and boy are they giving out lots and lots and lots of free stuff to try to get people to play this game. I am not joking when I say I've had, or received I should say, just from playing over 600 summons in a little over, I'm day 3, so a day and a half. It's kind of nuts to say the least. So when we get into this, if this is the type of game that you like, well, God knows you can play it for free pretty easily. And this is going to take me freaking forever. I guess I'm proving my point. All the stuff I am claiming on day 3. And the interesting part about this game is you don't really have to play it, if that makes sense. And yeah, we're going to get into that. So yeah, this is definitely a bit of a Destiny's Child clone if you've ever played that game. When it came out in, what was it, 17, 18, I don't know, it was considered kind of cool and different, and it had a very loyal fan base, but it was incredibly free to play friendly, and the developers were just amazing. They only just kept working more and more towards that through its lifespan and built up a decent fan base. And it was never huge, and wasn't making the $10 and $20 million of the big stuff, but it was definitely had its following, and there you go. Well, as you can see, I'm going into the chapter section. I'm already at chapter 14, and you're like, wow, that's pretty far already in a day and a half. Well, you're going to see why in a second, but and this is basically all I've done with this game. So let's just go into your basic attack mode and this raid mode, and pretty familiar the way it looks and feels, except for it doesn't have the good cut screens as that other game does. And these just images, not really animated, are they? And maybe it was created with a little AI. I mean, I'm wondering what the total cost was on the build of this game. It is definitely just a waifu collector, no doubt about that. And boy, there's a lot of them with all different shapes and sizes, and you can do all sorts of customization too that I'll show you in a second. But yeah, as you can see, it is very much like DC, to say the least. Let's get through this one. But what I did was, and this is no joke, I set this up on auto, where I just clicked out of it, and I just let it run nonstop for the last day and a half, and I would just check it periodically, and if a team lost, then I would power them up with the stuff I've garnered and start back up and just let it keep running nonstop. So yeah, not much gameplay there, but yeah, you can do all sorts of things. You can change the back, you can put different people on the front. Look at, ooh, I get small, I get big, I get small, I get big, I get small, I get big. You can do all sorts of backgrounds. Oh yes, what can you say? This is what it is. I mean, hey, no knock on you. If you like these types of games, then this may be in your wheelhouse. But so I wanted to also do this because I wanted to be able to show most of the aspects of the game, and you had to reach certain levels. So you have your main level. You also have your home section, which is probably the most annoying part of this entire game. You can claim the stuff you garner in, you can rest and get energy, you've got a coal mine, you can go to different areas, you claim your stuff as you grow them, you've got mines, claim all, you can dispatch everybody out. Pretty simple stuff, and then you can actually go and trade. You have your area where you can trade stuff and put stuff in, and then you can auto transfer on it. And as you can see, I'm right here at port D, whatever that means. And then you get stuff you can purchase from your trades, of course, different types of items and things you need, because that is the one thing you can see down here: processing, specialties, alchemy, tailor, the blacksmith for your equipment. And that's probably the most annoying part, is having to build this equipment. It goes levels for all these different things. Like, oh, I need more of these. Okay, well, I need more of these. Okay, oh God, why can't they just auto do that for you if you have the resources? It's really annoying. But yeah, you plant trees, blah, blah, blah. You know the routine if you've played these types of games, but that's not what you're playing this game for. You're playing it for what's on the screen. Yeah. Okay, we got Dungeon Area 2, typical tower challenge, same thing, just hit auto, and if my team's strong enough, I just let it keep running until they lose. Walk away, go make some dinner, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you see it. Again, these aren't much of a game, and quite honestly, there ain't much of a story here. I would sit and put the voice acting up, but honestly it gets kind of annoying to me. It's a little high. I'll let you guys have the fun of listening to that if you decide to play this A+ game that has been released. So once this finishes up, we'll get out and look at something else. And yeah, as you can see, boom, finished her off, and trial tower, voila. Get your nice little rewards, and if you don't click, it will just keep autoing. You got a boss. Yes, you do. You've got a union boss, which is with your guild. Yes, there are guilds in this. And a world boss, which has some, again, more stuff. Same type of challenge scenario that you've seen already. So yeah, I mean, a fair amount of stuff to do. You have to work your way through everything. Look at this. They just keep giving you stuff. I mean, look at all these things. I haven't even gotten to the quests or the adventures. And there's corridor even. This is another area that you can auto. It is your standard type of maze that you see in a lot of idle RPGs. The reason why I'm not going to open it up is because I don't want to start it, because normally, again, I just hit auto and it does your whole maze for you. It takes a little time, but it does it for you. And then of course you have your heroes, and that's what anybody that's going to be playing this game is going to be basically looking at. And yes, they have different costumes. You can, move them around on the screen. You can change who you want out there. It's pretty much just like what you see. And we could do this all day probably, marrying on who you are. We could go there, we can go make bigger, voila. And you go through here in your characters, you get your details so you know what they can do. Like, she only does damage to one person. This game uses dupes, but given the amount they give you to draw with, needless to say, it's not too difficult. You can, of course, upgrade them by your experience. You also get these training modules to train them. Equipment, which I have very little of, which doesn't seem to drop much, and you have to create it, and it's so annoying to me that I just haven't been willing to do it. And it's like, there you go, there's a set of equipment on her that you can see right there. And then there's gems, but this doesn't open up till level 60, and I haven't gotten there quite yet. But yeah, there we go. As you can see, all the different characters you have, and there's lots of them, to say the least. Yeah, I get a kick out of this stuff. I just had to do a video on this one because I don't know if anybody even knows about this or seen it. I had seen it prior to being globally released, so I made a point of hitting up on it. And then of course you have your big summoning section, which they keep giving you tickets back with. Of course you get your daily free summon, you just got an SR there. But I am not joking when I say you see 157 pulls there. I have pulled literally, I know for a fact, over 600 at this point. And they have 3 types of currency. One is your normal currency, one is for your legend summons, and then one for what they call holy relics, which opens up at 60, so I haven't been able to see them yet. This is your big SS summons. They have a current up banner right now for these characters, Weldon and Diamond. I've done a few on that, so we're gonna go, as you can see, the pity is at 80. Now, when it says it's at 80, and that's for everything, okay, mind you, if you pull the character prior to 80, it resets then. You don't get the double, just so you know. So let's go ahead, why not? Oh wait, set first hero. Oh, I guess, who do we want? Weldon, or do we want Diamond? Weldon, Diamond, I just don't know. Oh my God, the decision is so tough. You know what, it's already on Diamond, let's go with Diamond. So, no, we struck out. Yeah, you see that? There is really not any sort of, what would you say, any sort of build-up. You hit it and they just start dropping in this game. Talk about saving as much money as possible. Oh my goodness, we're getting shafted, but we should get one now. There we go, we got Diamond. There we go. Will we get another one? Probably not, of course, because these games don't like to do that. We'll skip, but we got Diamond. There we go. It's actually my first SSS. So let's take a look here. We've got the regular summons too, which has an assortment of characters, but only goes up to SSR. So kind of the same thing, but like I said, you get dupes of so many characters. Hey, we already pulled an SSR, and actually that's one that I use that I like. Oi, I guess. AOI, Oi, who knows? So that's a good pull, because then, as you can see, when you get out of here, you can first go back in your quests, and guess what? You're going to have achievements which are going to give you this currency which you can buy tickets with, and doing summons. Guess what? You get more tickets back. It is just crazy, the amount of stuff. But if you go into your heroes, you go back up, let's take a look. If you hit this little exclamation point, it will pull away the ones that you need to awaken. And as you can see, I've already got her at 1 awakening, so this is going to help a lot. That's 2 awakening. The awakening it ends up opening up your skills. So now you're coming down, and she's getting a damage reflect of 21%, on top of the fact that she can do damage to an enemy and stun, and as well as damage to 3 enemies. So yeah, and let's go ahead and see what else we have. These are all train. I was looking to see if we had. Oh, by the way, if you do play this game, as you can see, I have an SR maxed all the way up. I wasn't paying any attention and used those resources on that character. Not that she's not good, but I do recommend, hold on to those when you start. But you can pretty much get through a ton of content with just a bunch of decent SRs. And if you pull a couple SSRs, you will be just flying through this on auto, paying absolutely no attention. So yeah, so if this is in your wheelhouse, if you like these types of games, if you're leaving Destiny's Child and want something good, this is not the game for you. It's gonna lack story, and it's gonna lack creativity. But if you just want a bunch of free stuff and look at your characters, wink wink, and let it play through, then hey, this may be the game for you. So with this one, I am so utterly intrigued on this type of game and why anybody would play it. That I'm actually, even though in my mind it's a delete, I'm just gonna sit letting this thing auto on my little old tablet I have every day and see what happens with this game. Curiosity just absolutely has the best of me with this one. So with that, as always, please like and subscribe. It helps so much. Have a great day.